The Textile Designer Skills to Face the Emerging Challenges of Textile Industry and the Role of Academia, by Sonia Seixas, Johnny Montagna, and Maria João Felix from Portugal, with special acknowledgement to FCT, CIAUD, Lisbon School of Architecture from Universidade de Lisboa. The purpose of this paper is to reflect on the role of different actors, industry, academia, designers, and users, in introduction more sustainable production and consumption practices for textile products. The textile industry has received strong criticism for the environmental impact of its production processes and the amount of waste it generates. The search for sustainable practices, considering the principles of the circular economy and digitalization, poses new challenges for the industry, and this affects the way textile designers work. Education in textile design should provide future designers with a set of skills, democratic values, and culture, but also resilience in different scenarios of emerging crisis. The textile industry includes different actors with different goals and needs, but all share a core responsibility to adopt more sustainable consumption practices. There is an urgent need for change with a new mindset that is oriented towards the circular economy in the search for sustainable solutions. Textile designers need to collaborate at all stages of the product chain and understand the emotional connections a textile product creates for the user. Curricula need to be changed, and a transdisciplinary approach can be a path to closer dialogue between designers, industry, and academia. Therefore, it is important to reflect on the role of these actors. Designing a textile product turns out to be a complex process, which requires continuous thinking. Textile designers need to consider not only the material, but also their socio-cultural aspects, placing the design at the heart of the socio-ethical dimensions of sustainability. Design is not an isolated activity, but a complex process that involves different phases. Therefore, designers need to collaborate with the different actors in the entire value chain. And it requires an understanding of the technical limitations, methods, and complexity of the market and must strive for a balance between innovation, creativity, and economic viability. Textile designers must work in multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary teams with their diverse knowledge to achieve this common goal. Sustainability, circular economy, and digitalization are becoming key issues in the textile industry due to more informed and demanding consumer behavior. Thinking about the creative process, use more sustainable and pure fibers that can be easily separated after their life cycle. Thinking about the product before and after its use, minimize disposal and landfill, and reduce the amount of textile waste. The design phase becomes a decisive factor in the development of durable textiles designed for prolonged use, promoting reuse, repair, recycling, or disassembly. A collaborative approach between industry and academia is needed to provide future textile designers with knowledge that meets the challenges of the sector and the needs of users, respecting the human being and the planet. Textile designers are at the beginning of the value chain and need to update their critical and creative thinking throughout the design process, adding a vision of sustainable thinking and taking a more proactive systems-based approach that can truly close the loop. There is still a disconnect between designers, industry, and users, and the academia need to help to solve this problem. It is necessary to transform the core system by working together in a holistic and participatory paradigm whose concerns are based on social, environmental, economic, and ethical pillars, with academia playing a key role in preparing textile designers, future professionals, but also users and inhabitants of integrated ecosystems. collaborative networks aiming to increase the efficiency and effectiveness of objects in a collective vision for a more open and democratic design process, which enables the creation of new values and new ways of interacting with objects. This requires new set of skills that the Academy should consider in the training of textile designers in a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approach. Interviews were conducted with experts in the sector to get their opinion on the core skills that a textile designer must have to practice their profession and contribute to the promotion of the textile industry and the economy. The results led us to conclude that the textile designer must integrate a set of multidisciplinary knowledge from the field of design to most technical, such as materials, industrial and textile processes, to complementary knowledge such as management, marketing, costs, planning, among others. Knowledge of sustainability, circular economy, and digitalization, as the sector itself faces these challenges, and soft skills. It is also important a practical teaching in the training these professionals with active teaching learning strategies, maybe a dual teaching, to put into practice the knowledge acquired in a real environment with concrete challenges to better understand the application of concepts in an industrial environment. Learn by doing. With the development of new technologies, it is essential for textile designers to develop an awareness of sustainability, circular economy, and digitalization. They now also must consider the origin of materials throughout the creative process, which makes their role more complex but also more challenging. Knowledge of the advantages and properties of materials and textile finishes, combined with new technologies in the search for functional, sustainable, and high-performance textile products that meet the needs of users and society, transfers a wide field of application to the universe of textile design. Design problems become increasingly complex. The textile designer must acquire new social, environmental, cultural, and ethical responsibility when designing textile products and strive for a global balance between humanity and the natural world. The textile industry is facing new challenges, and the textile designer can act as an agent of change by taking a more active role and developing new social paradigms and new ethical models, contributing to the education of consumer behavior. It is important to rethink the role of academia in preparing these future professionals, but also citizens. Create synergies between industry and academia to enable new learning experiences, a teaching learning strategy based on learn by doing, where they need to work closely. The duality of a new vision of knowledge and mindset that incorporates the issue of sustainability in a transversal way can effectively respond to environmental and societal changes. A continuation of this analysis is proposed to understand which strategies are most appropriate to strengthen the synergies between academia and industry. And how can these skills be taught to textile designers to help the textile industry meet new challenges and create a textile economy of the future that promotes the socio-environmental well-being of the human being and the planet? Thank you.